Hey, it's Mike today I want to talk about Riot Blockchain Inc. It trades on the Nasdaq on the symbol RIOT. It was down a little over 3% yesterday, down to 1040, which was kind of surprising because Riot Blockchain is a Bitcoin miner. In fact, it's one of the largest Bitcoin miners that you can buy on the stock market. But the reason why it was down is because this is one of the most well-known Bitcoin miners. So the price got a little ahead of itself, and because of that, it did need to sell off. I mean, its market cap is at 700 million. You could just look here from the beginning of November, it was at 327. Then it moved up to over $10 a share, moved back down. Now it's moved back up. However, the price of Riot Blockchain in general is going to be tied to the price of Bitcoin. And I do anticipate that Bitcoin is going to be much, much higher over the next decade. I talked about this in my Marathon Patent Group video. Marathon is also another Bitcoin miner. The thing about miners, when you have a boom in any commodity like gold or silver, the gold or silver miners are going to rise much higher. And when you have a boom in Bitcoin, the Bitcoin miners are going to rise much higher. So you definitely, if you want to play the Bitcoin rally, and I do believe Bitcoin is going to be much higher over the next decade, you definitely want to own some Bitcoin miners. So Riot Blockchain is going to be a really good choice. Now, over the next decade, I do believe that Bitcoin is not only going to, like for the past 5 years, Bitcoin has been bought by speculative investors, but what we're seeing in 2020 is now we're starting to see Bitcoin being bought up by large companies that have huge cash reserves and they want to hedge their cash reserves with some Bitcoin. And because of that, you're going to get some panic buying into Bitcoin because you have a company like Slack right now is dedicating 5% of their cash into Bitcoin. So other tech companies are going to be like, well, maybe we should put a percentage or 2% or 3% of our cash into Bitcoin. And if this becomes a cascading chain reaction where other companies are like, maybe we should put money into Bitcoin, all of a sudden Bitcoin is going to be almost prohibitively too expensive for some companies, and they may just go ahead and buy some of the Bitcoin miners. So, there is a possibility that a company like Riot Blockchain, Marathon Patent Group, all these Bitcoin miners could be bought up by tech companies at a really big premium. But I do believe over the next decade, you're going to see not only large companies buy Bitcoin to supplement their cash reserve, you could also begin to see sovereign governments buy Bitcoin. Imagine if companies that like to hold a lot of gold, companies like Switzerland and Norway and Sweden, Finland, if they decide to buy Bitcoin, sovereign governments, they need to buy billions of dollars in Bitcoin in order for it to make sense. And then if you have like big countries like China and the United States begin to buy Bitcoin, if the currencies begin to fall, I mean, you can look at Bitcoin easily reaching $500,000. In fact, $500,000 is around the estimate that Kathy Wood has for Bitcoin at the end of 2030. So you definitely want to take a look at the Bitcoin miners like Riot Blockchain. I think they'll be much, much higher over the next decade. So definitely take a look at it, especially now that Riot is beginning to pull back. You could get a good opportunity to get in at an excellent price here. So definitely check them out. Riot Blockchain trades on the Nasdaq on the symbol RIOT. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications. I do multiple daily updates on stocks, options, and stock trading strategies. Thanks a lot. Bye.